Good morning to you, my friends, wherever you may be in the world today. Alan Clements here from Santa Monica. June 21st, 2021. If I may, just a very short, spontaneous overview of my upcoming 3-day gathering on the island of Maui. July 2nd, I think it's a Saturday, July 3rd and July 4th. I want to be as pure and honest here as I may. I've been struggling the last several days. There's so many obvious touch points to assess and feel that give me the feeling that just won't go away. The combination of sadness, poignancy, uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty in all of our lives, certainly in my life right now. I wish I could say that it's about trust. In essence, I am hoping, longing, wishing, reluctantly moving forward to be in the company of a few people in person for the first time in quite a long time. I know all of us feel, those of us that live alone, the isolation, the interruption of human contact, is there a word deeper than naturalness? To human touch and intimacy, the sight, smell, taste, touch of other, coupled with love. I hope to be in this gathering, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Although there's a write-up that's going out today by the organizer, Karen Jeffries. It's really about naked authenticity for me. An invitation to the few souls on the island where I have not been in a number of years. 3 years ago, just briefly, where I did a show at the Mac Theater there. And then nearly 7-8 years prior to that. But a long history of people I've known and love on that island. And I'm inviting those who want to commune together to come out. And although we're offering it on a day-to-day basis, I feel that priority in my heart should be given to those who want to attend the 3 days. There's room, I'm told, for up to 20 people. I am deeply looking forward to it, but I have seen over the last several months, the last several years, that there's something so much more real and intimate about not looking forward. It's something deeper than being present. It's this existential, spiritual, felt recognition of the sandcastle, the cognitive snowflakedom of existence. I don't know about you, but progressively since I have been made aware of this medical condition several months ago, there's a deep ephemerality that's occupying my heart and mind and soul. So the idea of looking forward has been really tempered I've not known it quite as intimately as this, although meditatively and living in monasteries and areas of extreme conflict, refugee camps, brief periods in war zones, where there is the smell of death, the sight of death, the deep torment of anguish. This is so human for me to be feeling the way I feel. I know it must be tempered a bit with some forms of despair. I dare use the word depression, the sadness, inevitably that comes in waves for me with regard on a personal basis with Burma, with my friend and ally Aung San Suu Kyi. The indoctrination of my own people in America with the pornography of propaganda, the outrage of privilege and profit, truly at the expense of the people, the planet. There's so much that's been felt and being felt that I want to commune and gather. This is my way of inviting those of you on the island, and it will equally be made available live here on Facebook on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Pacific time, Hawaii time, I should say, from 10 to 12 in our morning there, and then from 1 to 3. And I invite you to contact Karen. I think she may very well be posting notices, a Facebook events page, emails to some people, her email probably on this live stream at some point today. Contact her. She can explain through text and email what's required. It's being offered as a gift to the Maui community and to the world community. There are no obligations other than high respect for self and other. And the protocol of coming into a nature reserve where I'll be staying temporarily on the island for at least 10 days. After that, I'm not sure. The need to coordinate transportation that Karen is generously providing with regard to carpooling and some logistics like that. Bring your notebooks, bring that which you want to eat and drink. It's a special environment to commune, to feel, and for me personally, I don't know about you or the people on Maui, it'll be my first encounter with coming out of my both self-imposed sacred isolation, along with here in California, the brutality of months of mandatory lockdown, and emerging back into my life. And I'm a little bit apprehensive, even a little bit scared of leaving here my temporary abode, which is very near to the doctors and surgeons and nurses that I've become quite acquainted with over the last 3 months based upon the diagnosis of this ascending, acutely enlarged aorta aneurysm. And I am saying to myself and to the few family and friends near me, and of course publicly here on live stream again, that I am moving away from surgery, which they say is the only way to preserve my life. I won't go into the reasons why I'm choosing that at the moment. And going to an island where I'm informed by friends and the folks who work in the cardiac unit on Maui that there's no chance of being saved if the aneurysm dissects or ruptures on that island. And so it's having to really walk the talk and walk the walk right now to inhabit the fidelity of this very delicate decision. I have a new ally in my life. I'll keep him anonymous, a gentleman who was put in touch with me and vice versa by a good friend who has undergone the surgery now 14 weeks into so-called healing, the identical condition that I have. And it's been a very deep process of communicating with him and with my other close allies in this decision to move on. And the Maui gathering, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and I holding it as a what's the word? A touchstone, a place of refuge. And it's not easy for me to say or feel, even to recognize in my own being. There's a need to commune in real time with real people, with flesh and blood and breathing you and me. And we'll do what's required to the protocols of Hawaii and Maui with whatever their regulations are, with masks or non-masks or distancing or non-distancing, but we have a beautiful place and we also have nature, and you're invited to come. And I do hope that those of you who are involved in my life and my work and have been journeying along with me over the many years of my Dhamma offerings, books and theater performances and retreats, and here with ongoing live stream over the last several years, that you will situate your life and take the time to prioritize the gathering, because it's not just people in present time present together, whether it be 2, 4, 5, 15, 20. Who are you? Please come out. Known, unknown, relatively new, and just bring your finest, most sensitive, heartfelt, present time vulnerability and authenticity and desire to commune. And the same thing digitally, by way of inviting friends to tell friends to make the time on the Saturday, the Sunday, and the Monday to commune and dialogue, discuss. What will we do during these days? I'm very much into spontaneity. Some of the things that I love doing is speaking and communicating and listening to the felt experience of Dhamma or Dharma or meditation, the all posture asana of freedom, meditation, all times, all context, all states, all challenges, at the six senses through thought, speech, and action, and the meditative engagement of bringing the finest qualities of consciousness, known as paramis, to that confluence of consciousness with the senses in the sense objects through the three streams of experience, thought, speech, and action, and all postures, all times, all challenges in respect to both the object of the senses, to truly intimately feel experientially during this gathering, an emphasis on meditative presence, not just sitting meditation, there'll be some of that, but really diving into the more nuanced expressions of intimate, panoramic, mindfully intelligent, poetic Dhamma aesthetics made real at the confluence of interiority or consciousness at the six senses of the eye, the ear, the nose, the mind, and so on, with regard to the color on the eye, to the sound in the mind on the ear, to the taste in consciousness on the tongue. Nuance, subtlety, nuance, subtlety, perception, the art of perception, the art of the aesthetics of cognitive, intimate perception. So we'll be doing that. There are instructions for that, and it's very unique to each of us. I'll share what I do. I no longer teach. It's not interesting to me. I just simply try to do the best that I can to share at the most intimate edge of my own experience and let people feel and interact at that place and take that which is suitable or compelling and just simply, of course, to state the obvious, just leave the rest. So the first part here is the dates, the contact, Karen Jeffries. The 3 days, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2 sessions a day. I'm asking those who do want to come to be in person together, that you commit to a minimum of 1 full day. And it'll be clear how to get there, what to bring, and of course your own food for snack and lunch and your own drink. And there we'll create a sacred, safe space to meditate, to feel, to write, to reflect. And for me personally, a deep desire is to hear. I would like to ask questions of the people who come. I'd like you to feel available, courageous, open, to touch upon whatever it is that's important to you, to both share and to ask. And in that ubuntification of shared interiorities, bringing a meditative heightened presence to that communication, and a very purposeful Dhamma or Dharma spiritual aesthetic there, the aesthetics of intimacy, the aesthetics of eroticism, the aesthetics of a cognitive, sapio, existential, sexual, liberating presence, deep regard to feel nuances of concern. Magic takes place, as you know, but it's been a long time for me. Magic takes place in the company of others. That's what life is. To state the obvious is this deep relatedness, interrelatedness, the relational nature of everything. And for me, nature is rad and, hyper groovy as a place to abide and listen, feel, but the human experience. So I'm calling forth my Dhamma lovers, friends, allies, soulmates. Come forward, come out, contact Karen Jeffries. She will give you the information. Commit to a sacred experience. No workshop, not a training. But at this stage of my life, it could be my first coming out, and it could be my last. It could be something that I just choose never to do again. I don't know my future. I'm going to Maui in a very uncertain way, based upon the remarkable goodness of a number of generous people who have offered support, and primarily my beloved friend Summer Richardson, who has coordinated almost every detail of my journey to get there, to be picked up, food, shelter, and the co-visionary of this gathering. You can see and feel, those of you who know me, that I am clearly apprehensive, vulnerable, and a little uncertain of my own space. I can't easily put my meditative hand or palm on the heart of why, but it's probably everything that I've stated and so much more. But maybe you feel at times, or feeling it, that this remarkable vulnerability that we all share as Homo sapiens, humans, walking, lying, eating, gathering, communicating, driving, navigating our consciousness in this radical context. The intensity of this ongoing vaccination, the intensity of these COVID strains, the intensity of the surfacing facts regarding the so-called origin of COVID-19, the concept of bioweapons, how often I reflect on the language that I use around the march of totalitarianism. Just last night reading how the Apple News in Hong Kong was raided by 500 police. An overwhelming desecration of freedom of press and conscience and speech and safety by Xi Jinping's policemen. And the editors, publishers, so many, the writers, just carted away and jailed at this very moment. And it's like, it's so uncomfortable for me to see that, feel that, and what's going on in Burma and North Korea and Russia. The machinations of the United Nations. I'd like to bring the most troublesome concepts as well to this gathering, both in person and also digitally. For those of you who tune in to the live stream on those days, I'd like to share and talk about the psychology of dictatorship, the role of using our mind and life and Dhamma to challenge those forces and people who don't love life and want to weaponize language and lord over us with euphemisms of freedom and democracy that are really nothing more than thinly veiled narratives of subjugation, slavery, profit-mongering. Maui has a magic to it. I've known it for many decades. There are beautiful women there. There are beautiful men there. There are beautiful children there. I so miss my daughter. She was here a week ago, Bella. It was almost more heartbreaking to see her. I didn't anticipate her departure in this way. Just a deep, deep existential support, ongoing invitation for you, Bella, to come to Maui, very likely to move on quickly to Bali. I feel safe in Bali. I don't feel the anxiety that I feel in America. I don't know what that is. 50 years ago, 48 years ago, 44 years ago, I left this very city here in LA and one-way ticket to Burma. Perspiring, purging my own addictions, terrified, shaven head, but with no desire to return ever, ever, ever again to my own country of birth. And I feel the same again. It's just wild. Maui provides, I'm hoping, I'm thinking and trusting, based upon the miracle that Summer has activated in her own incredible beauty, calling on the Devas, the support of Karen and so many other people there. To make it work, but I don't know about you, but there's a place in my heart, my body, my soul, that is something that's calling me so more deeply than I've ever known. I want to say it's the primordial love affair with the feminine. I want to say that it's the primordial love affair where there's this spark with the other. I want to say that there's this deeper union that I'm crying, questing, feeling, hoping to, bring forth through the good forces of karma and friends, calling forth intimacy, calling forth partnership, calling forth sangha, calling forth for the union of higher order liberation and love. I would say, when I look in my own heart, there's nothing that I feel restricted by other than my own self-imposed, semi-recognized, some of the time, limitations on my own inner beingness. As it's been said so often, only by oneself can one free one's own mind, but I don't know about that. There's something about this deep relatedness of otherness that is inseparable from the perception illusion of selfness. And life is obviously a dance with self, but equally a dance with self and other. And so I'm looking at this event where I leave here on the 25th, and on July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, the open invitation for the world, the open invitation for the community on Maui or any of the islands who wish to fly over. Come out. I want to know your name. I want to meet you and know you and do all I can to be honest and authentic with you, grow together with you, and do what I love to do the most, which is share, commune, question, abide, feel. And I've never been more vulnerable and open, I feel, in my entire life than I am the last year, the last 3 months, the last week, and even more so in this virginal space that I feel that I'm in. I know I'm just kind of meandering along, so I'll close here. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your heart, your kindness. I hope to see you digitally. I hope that you will come out, those people, whatever it is that you have to do to navigate your personal lives, to come up to the land where I'll be staying temporarily so that we can do something remarkable. I am thinking it may very well be my first and last public gathering for quite some time. I'm trusting in the instinct to even form it. And it's happening. And I'm calling out to the angels to co-create something remarkable. Come to the land with quietude, with reverence, with holiness, with sensitivity, with openness, with joy. Do all I can to be my best for myself and you, to meditate, to write, to reflect, to grow together, to learn together, to feel together, and to anoint this sacred space for those 3 days with the highest order states of consciousness that we know, to light the sky with hope and beauty. Beauty is the essence of this gathering, rooted in the ancient Buddhist Pali word bhavana, the beautification of consciousness, the active expression of how I hold meditation, unique to each of us. So, from my heart to yours, thank you for being in my life. Thank you for your support, and I do hope to see you both in person. Please contact Karen by email. I have no idea how quickly the days will fill. It's not about the numbers, but there is a limit, a strict limit of no more than 20 for each of the 3 days, with priority being given to those in person who want to come for the 3 days. And I really encourage you, if you do commit, please let nothing intervene in that commitment, and to really develop the commitment to embark upon that journey with me and the other people that come in person. And I thank you, Karen, for your precious support, and I thank you, Summer, for your generous, angelic support. There are many people on the island of Maui and many people in the Hawaiian Islands that I know, some for decades. I'm calling all of you, whatever our history, may we openly come together and meet in this virginal space and explore the finest, most important places in your heart, in my heart, in life's heart, for the betterment of our fellow humans, for non-humans, for the environment, and for the future of life itself. So I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be my final sharings here at 9:30 in the morning from Los Angeles, and then on Friday I'll fly to the island of Maui, where I hope to live within a beautiful, evolving adventure dream with old friends, with new acquaintances, with unexpected encounters with angels and goddesses and savants, with nature, with flowers, with the ocean, with nutrient. And I'm holding myself with not open arms, but an embrace in the rightness of my decision to leave Los Angeles and to walk on at this time from this life-saving measure I've been told by the surgeons of the need for immediate surgery to remove this ticking bomb from bursting. I'm trusting in something deeper, a deeper rhythm, a deeper timing, a deeper current, and I want to do all I can to not give life to fear, especially terror. And so I encourage you to please consider me, support me in your own way, within your own struggles, to keep it higher, take it higher, keep the love flow moving in all directions, especially towards ourselves. So from my heart to yours, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to see you tomorrow.